Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I went through the last 365 days of purchases on Amazon and I picked my top 10 things that I got and I've been using all year and cannot wait to share with you. And yeah, my top 10 Amazon picks. Alright, if you're new here, hi, I'm Claire. Welcome. Come on in. If you like what you see in this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button and of course come back because I do post 2 new videos every single week. Okay, so generally, if you follow me, you already know that I am a very budget-friendly person. I definitely don't go on Amazon and just buy tons of random stuff. I try to stick to things that I need, things I know I'm going to use, and things that are of quality and that maybe in the long term will save me money, things like that. I love watching other YouTubers favorite Amazon things because, you know, we all love Amazon. I will also leave links to all the things I'm talking about down below in the description if any of these things are something you might also be interested in. Number 1, the first thing is actually a recent purchase and you might be saying, wow, Claire, your hair looks so bouncy and full, and I have naturally wavy, fuzzy hair, and I broke down and finally bought the Revlon one-step volumizing brush hair blower. Gosh, I don't know what it's called, but you know what I mean. It's all over TikTok, it's all over the internet, and just as everyone is getting rid of it and turning it to the Dyson, I'm just now buying the Revlon. And the reason I went for that and not the Dyson is because it's like $35, which is a really good deal. And I very rarely buy hair product of any type. The last haircut I got professionally was in 2019, so I really do not normally throw a lot of money onto the hair, but I was convinced through several TikToks that I should give this a try, and I'm very pleased with it. It did save me a lot of time, and guys, we know time is money. Number 2, you may have heard me talk about how much I love this and hate it at the same time, but I had to put it on the list because the love is real, and that is this amazing wallpaper that I got. I redid my basement recently and we wallpapered a wall to make it like a fun accent wall, and I got this peel and stick wallpaper from Amazon. It was a huge pain to put it up, so you definitely don't go into it thinking that it's gonna be really easy, but I love this so much and I looked everywhere for wallpaper and I never found anything close to this particular one. I never found any type of floral or anything that I liked as much as this particular pattern, and it was super affordable. I ended up paying $14 for a 24 square foot roll, so pretty affordable in the way of the peel and stick stuff. Yes, installation was tricky, but it looks so good and it fits the vibe exactly, and I couldn't find anything like it anywhere. So this was like a thing I could only have done because of Amazon, and because of that I had to include it on my top 10 list because I am pretty obsessed with that wall. Number 3, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this on my channel before too, but this year I bought a food saver, and not like the food saver brand. This brand was called Zuku and it was on Amazon. I only paid $60 for this, and at first I thought that's a lot of money for something that seems unnecessary. However, I had a huge garden last year and I had a bunch of squash and a bunch of tomatoes and things that I wanted to preserve, and this was the easiest way. I think overall it saved me money in the long run because my food doesn't go bad. I vacuum save it. I find at Aldi they'll do like the $1 off or like half off when chicken is like gonna go bad like in the next day. I buy it and I just use it in the food saver and throw it in my chest freezer. So I have just like tons of food in there, and I think overall it was a really good investment. All right, my next one is kind of niche and a little odd, but it was a game changer for me, and that is I finally broke down and bought a bottle of flaxseed oil for my cast iron pans. If you're someone that uses cast iron, I know you can use vegetable oil, and that's what I always used because I'm cheap. And this year I scored, well actually I scored this pan like probably 2 years ago, but this year I finally decided to restore it. I got this like 100-year-old cast iron pan from a flea market, and I was like, all right, if I'm gonna do this, I only paid $5 for the pan, I'm gonna get the flaxseed oil, and it like changed my life. I can't believe how well it helped me restore this pan, and now this is the only oil that I will use when seasoning my cast iron. And honestly, when it comes down to it, if you're not cooking with the flaxseed oil, you don't need very much of it. and it was $14 for an 8-ounce bottle, which is way more than you would spend on vegetable oil. However, seriously, it was a game changer for my cast iron. So if you're someone who uses cast iron, make the change to flaxseed oil. You will not be sorry. The next thing on my Amazon favorites list is my steam cleaner. I love this thing, you guys. I really wanted something that was gonna help clean like the grout and the floor and stuff, because I don't know, hardwoods, they're just always seem dirty, like they just are. And I decided to go with a steam cleaner. I got on Amazon, and the brand is called Pure Steam. It was $70, but what I love about it, it has like a bit that comes off, and you can do like a handheld steamer, so I can do my drapes, my shower curtain. It's got all these little attachments on the small one to do like your grout and small places, and I have been so happy with it. What I ended up doing is I also bought a pack of like the pads that go on the bottom, because I found having extra of those to be extremely helpful. So I will link the pads as well, because having like, I don't know how many came with it, like 2 wasn't enough for me. I needed more in the rotation, but I've been super, super happy with how it is cleaning my floors. All right, my next one is kind of an odd pick, but I had to share this one with you guys. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage of this one because I used it in the summer. However, this was the coolest thing I found on Amazon. It's called Mystical Fire Extreme Edition, and I paid $13 for a 12-pack. And basically, it's this packet of minerals that you pour into a bonfire, and it makes your bonfire colorful. And I was skeptical how well it would work, if it would like burn out really fast or whatever, but it worked amazing. I took these to a friend's birthday bonfire this summer, and everyone there was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, it was amazing. And I used it for the kids all summer long in our like fire pit and back, and it was just really cool and just a really inexpensive sort of way to make some sort of like everyday thing like super magical for the kids, and even all the adults just thought it was super cool. So yeah, I had to include it on the list just because it was a highlight of the summer, honestly. My number 7 pick from Amazon is my balloon arch. I was looking into having a balloon arch made, and I looked at some local companies that do it, and I could not believe how expensive it is to get a balloon arch. Now, I know it's not just the arch you're paying for someone that has to blow up all those balloons. However, I have a little electric balloon blower, and I was like, I can do this myself. And I bought the actual arch for only $16 on Amazon, and I can use it over and over again. And it's great because it's got these little clamps on the side, so you can make it on a short table or a long table. You can make it into just a stick if you want it to be just a stick. And it came with everything you need besides the balloons, but it was so easy to put together. It made such an impact for the birthday, and I can't believe that a balloon arch was so cheap. It blew my mind, and I've been very, very happy with it. So all the parties have balloon arches now. All right, my next favorite thing from Amazon are actually my garden beds. And I know it's winter right now. It's not really the time people are shopping for this stuff, but spring is right around the corner, and planning out your garden. You can never do that too early, in my opinion. And when we started adding garden beds to our house, the first one we did was wood, and after a couple years it's really starting to rot away. And we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do. This time around we priced out building our own. We had like a local person that makes them. We had that priced out. And it just was like really expensive. Even online, the wooden ones were super expensive. And then we stumbled upon these. These garden beds are huge. They were $60 a piece. These ones are 5 foot by 3 foot by 1, and they're steel, so they will last forever. I was super happy about that, and I thought $60, I mean, that was the cheapest price we saw for a garden bed of any kind. Like, we couldn't believe how cheap it was. So I think we're probably gonna add a couple more in the upcoming year, just because the garden really thrived last year, and I think I can handle maybe 1 or 2 more boxes. My next favorite thing you've seen me use, you've probably heard me talk about, and that is a product called Barkeeper's Friend. I heard this from Emily Norris, you know, the queen of YouTube, my favorite YouTuber ever. She started using it, and I was like, oh gosh, I need to try that. So I did, and I originally got it to use on my glass cooktop because it is a pain in the butt to clean. I ended up buying the kit from Amazon. It came with the Barkeeper's Friend, as well as these 2 like like scoring pads, like they work so good. It was $22 for the whole set, so a little bit pricey when it comes to a cleaning item. However, I found so many uses for it. I've used it on my stainless steel pans. I've used it on my like sink. There's a lot of applications for it. So I was really happy that I discovered this in 2021, and I will be using it in 2022 and beyond, I'm sure, because it cleans fantastically. All right, and my very last favorite thing I got on Amazon is my lap computer desk. This is from a brand called Sophia and Sam, and my friend actually recommended this to me because he has one and he loves it a lot. It's got a hard top and a soft bottom, and because I do a lot of work on the computer, I am constantly editing and uploading and doing all that stuff. I love having this because I can move around, I can work on the sofa in my bed. So that has been really helpful. Probably by now, if you're a person who works from home, you've probably found a solution to that, because I mean, we're all on our computers all the time. But if you were in the market for one, I really, really have been happy with this one. It's got a little slot for a tablet or phone. It's got like a thing to pull out for the mouse that can go either left-handed or right-handed, which I think is really great. I did pay $53 for this, so kind of pricey, but I've gotten so much use out of it. I can't even believe how much I've used it. So I've really been happy with that purchase. All right, those are my Amazon top 10s. Let me know what you thought down below. I know it was kind of all over the place. We had a little kitchen, a little home, a little garden, all the bits. So yeah, let me know what you thought, and if you had any amazing Amazon purchases you would like to recommend, leave them down below. Of course, come on back for more, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!